is this is a guy that's had 40+ fights in 5 years.
Joe Ray, sorry to interrupt it, but Joe Ray blind because he's facing the other way, but managing to land punches clean in Reiner's face. Doing the same to the side of the body. Isn't one to lay down and not work hard, Joe Ray. In a close fight that this one is shaping up to be, Joe Ray does himself a lot of good by working hard when they're on the deck there. Punches to the body and punches to the face. But it could go the distance, Ray. Would you score that first round for Joe?
Yeah, I think with the knockdown and having more time spin on top, you'd have to give the round to Joe Ray.
He's got that little graze just above and to the side of his right eye, Reiner. You can see there, not a problem at all at the moment, but it's swelling up, and continued punishment in that area could make things a little dangerous for him. Joe Ray up on his feet early, keen to do his work. Reiner still on the stool, taking every bit of advantage he can through the rest period between rounds 1 and 2. Stephen Percival just waiting for the nod from our administrators at ringside before we can get underway. Here we go. Again, exhibiting that Muay Thai stance right at the beginning.
Another crisp uppercut by Joe Ray. He's doing a good job. What Chad's doing is he's trying to flurry and charge into that clinch. Joe Ray's hitting that uppercut, and then he's hitting an angle. Again, another crisp, clean uppercut lands for Joe Ray.
He's doing it on the counter as well, which is always a sign of a good boxer, somebody who knows how to time his punches well. Joe Ray has exhibited good hands before for us at Martial Combat, looking to do so again, but there's some leg work. Got good movement, Joe Ray, as well. He's light on his feet, can get out of range.
His cornerman is UFC veteran Brody Farber, and Brody's doing a good job of alerting him to when his back's getting too close to the fence. Joe Ray's really trying to stay inside of that red circle where you see the Martial Combat logo so proudly displayed in the center of the ring. Good spinning back fist by Joe Ray.
Spectacular, yeah. May even have caught him with the elbow on his way around there.
Chad driving him into the fence, looking for a snap down, but Joe Ray reverses position with the double unders. Chad's got a loose guillotine, but Joe Ray's about to work his head free. Working that over-under, that Marcel Garcia 100% sweep is what Chad has here. He's got his arms locked together, and he's going to try to look to bring Joe's body over him if possible.
How much of a problem is it for Joe Ray with his head pushed down there? Oh, there, he's just released it, so obviously it was something he wanted to get out of.
For sure. That's that sweep that we were talking about, where the head is trapped. Basically, they lift up on the armpit and push you down. What I'd like to see Joe use is utilize the underhook. Anytime you can keep your opponent's back flat on the mat, it makes it very difficult for them to mount any type of offense from a jiu-jitsu perspective.
Well, the action is on Joe Ray's left side. On the right-hand side, the arms are tied up. Any punches that... Oh, there we are, just as I say so. Joe Ray manages to free his right hand and dig in 3 or 4 punches to the side of the body. In comes the knee as well. It's a feature of Joe Ray's work that he works so hard when they're in this ground position. Reiner not being lazy either, but the better work certainly done by Joe Ray. Just won't let up, will he? Just keeps going. Full house here at Resorts World Sentosa.
Chad Rainer's corner is trying to tell him to scoot his body back to the fence. Try to use the fence to wall walk. Try to pry his body up off of the ground and use the back as a shimmy, or use the fence as a shimmy.
Stephen Percival encouraging both men to get to work.
Chad looks like he might be trying to set up a Kimura or an armbar on that left arm, but Joe Ray's doing a good job of just keeping his head buried down so he can't hit that angle. Good stand up here by Steve Percival as the crowd cheers for more action. You have to think the more this fight goes up and the more this fight goes down and the more this fight goes up, the more it's going to play into the favor of Joe Ray, having him been the fighter that's already living out here in Asia and competing actively in this time zone.
Very impressive uppercut as Reiner came in. Joe Ray landed, and now they're getting busy, aren't they? Suddenly it's up to level in terms of aggression and energy, with Joe Ray pressed against the cage.
Joe Ray working on that Kimura. I don't know how good of an attempt this Kimura is going to be. He really should try to use it to work himself back up off of the fence. Chad's trying to hip off onto the side, control the ankles, and Joe stands back up. Good.
Knee to the chin and to the midriff.
Good knees here by Chad Reiner. He's showcasing good Muay Thai out of the clinch, combined with his wrestling. I'm impressed by the knee strikes he's been able to utilize. Both of these fighters jockeying for that head position, where they want to put their forehead into the thigh, into the head. High crotch attempt here by Chad Reiner. Good elbows, good sharp elbows. He's making him pay for this takedown here. Even if he gets the takedown, he's really paying for the position.
Sharp elbows to the top of the head.
And a reversal by Joe Ray again. So he maintains on top. Even though he got taken down going for the Kimura, at the end of the scramble, he's on top. So that has to dictate the takedown for Joe Ray.
He works so hard in these grapple positions, Ray, that not easy to score, but... Now, what was happening at the end there?
Minimal triangle attempt where he was trying to push one arm in and one arm out, but really not enough time left in the round to finish that.
Not such a clean fight for us at ringside to get a good idea of who's on top, but in these situations where the two are hugging each other tightly and pressing against each other, using their body weight to take the advantage, what's apparent is that Joe Ray is working very hard, and I imagine that's what gave him the edge in that round. There's another spin.
Brody Farber, having so much experience, having faced Rory Markham and several other UFC fighters in his career, really offer him expert advice on counter wrestling.
Make sure he's wiped down.
Yeah, Joe Ray just poured a load of water over his head, and Stephen Percival wanted to make sure that he's wiped down good and dry so that his opponent could get a purchase on him. Round 3 of a 5-round contest. 5 minutes each round. Good left hand from Joe Ray as Reiner came charging in. Can pick his spot very, very effectively. The man from Miami. Two Americans up against each other here in the championship bout. There's a beautiful belt at stake.
Chad Reiner doing a good job with the head position here, pushing Joe Ray up against the fence. And Joe Ray getting the takedown here. Surprise, surprise, folks. The striker trying to get top position.
And exhibiting quite a bit of strength in doing that as well. These guys, of course, very similar in weight. That's the nature of the beast. But Reiner looks to be the sort of thicker set man. Joe Ray very well muscled.
Chad looks like he might have this guillotine locked up a bit. Joe Ray's scrambling a bit, trying to push his head free, trying to free his head.
He's got a big job on.
But this does look tight. Joe's concerned about